Hello, Corvair fans. Let's do some Corvair fans. Cringe. So, today, on things that I should have done years ago and keep dragging my feet on, this bearing has quite some play. And I'm pretty sure that at idle, I get like a knocking noise, and it's that. So, a while ago, knowing that I was going to do this at some point in my life, I bought another late model, early model 64 fan. Only 1 year did they make the magnesium fan for the Corvair. I have the one that's in the car now, and I have another one right here. This is the one I purchased. I was going to sandblast it and then powder coat it. If anyone knows anything about magnesium, it's that it is extremely corrosive. Or not corrosive, but you know, it tarnishes quickly. So the issue with these is that, as you can see right there, they crack. And as they crack, there's another crack in here. As they crack, they weaken and then blow apart violently. So that fan is no good, can't use it. Now, my car rarely sees 4,000 RPMs. It's an 80 horsepower base model, poor spec Corvair. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to try my luck with the mag fan with the cracks in it. So, I ordered my bearing from Clark's. I'm going to get to that in a minute. I got to take the whole thing apart. But real quick, since I have all three fans that have ever been used in an early model Corvair at my disposal, I'm going to do a quick audio video thing here about my different fans. So, this is the 1960-61 fan. A lot of people listed it as only 1960. It was on my car when I got it, and I assume it's the original fan. I don't know why you would put a 60-61 fan on a car unless it was the only thing you had laying around. It is the least efficient of all the fans, but it got its job done regardless. So that's that. Next to it here, we have what I just got from Clark's for $15 because they're not sought after at all. This is the 62-63 fan. It's the heaviest of the three fans. I mean, it's heavy. I think someone said it weighs like 4 or 5 pounds, which compared to the magnesium fan is like 1.5 pounds, the magnesium fan, if that. I don't remember what the spec is on that one. But so, this is the heaviest fan. It's also the most economical fan, though. Or efficient, I'm sorry, efficient fan. Not by much, and people will argue and say that it's not, but from everything I've read, this one moves the most air. I happen to think it's the coolest looking fan, and I would love to sandblast it and powder coat it and use it. The issue is the weight. And with a manual transmission vehicle, which mine is, especially a 3-speed, because the distance between second and third gear is so great that you're dropping RPMs like crazy. So that fan, mounted on a manual transmission Corvair, tends to throw belts off. That's where the whole fan belt toss thing came from, really. From what I understand. That fan is very efficient, but when you're revving to whatever, your 3,500 RPM shift point, and then you bang third gear, which starts at like, I don't know, ridiculously low. Like it's like 1,500 RPM. It's like 1,000 RPM drop, or 2,000 RPM drop. That tends to, the inertia of this fan tends to throw that belt right off because it's such a It's like having another flywheel almost. I mean, you know, what's a flywheel weigh? 5 pounds? So, no, they weigh more than that. But you get my point. So that's that. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and run it anyway because I'm a glutton for punishment. And it just looks so freaking cool. Then we have the cracked fan that weighs literally nothing. You could throw that thing around like a frisbee. Least cool looking fan, in my opinion. That's the 3 fans there. Now, I will say that there's a man named, I believe, Kevin Nash, and he has come up with a Nash fan, which basically looks like a turbo impeller. He put a lot of R&D into that fan, and it's a beautiful piece of art. And if I had a car that I was pushing the limits with, I would drop the I believe it's like $2,200 in a heartbeat. But since my whole engine isn't worth $2,200, I'm sure as hell not going to safeguard it with a $2,200 fan, especially when any 3 of these will do the job that I need it to do. But again, the Nash fan is really cool. It's brilliant. It should have been done years ago, and you should go look them up because they're sweet. They also sound kind of like a turbo. The thing is it's incredible. So that's it. So now I'm going to take the whole doghouse turkey roaster off and get the fan off, and then I'll check back with you and show you all my mouse piss damage, because I don't think I've ever videoed that. I took a few pictures and posted them when I first got the car 8 years ago, but that's always fun to see. So I'll be back in a minute with that. Well, in case you were wondering how this is going, I've gotten that thing to, I don't know, hot enough to burn through 2 gloves. One on top like this, and the other one on my hand grabbing. And nothing is happening. Anyway, while we're here, check out all my rat deformity. They did a number on this fucker. It's amazing to me that it doesn't overheat at all. I mean, it runs great. It's so cool. I have no issues. I don't even have any oil leaks or anything, and this is all original, I assume. This one's a loose tooth right here. Ooh. Anyway, yeah, so that's that. So I'm gonna try to heat this thing with the acetylene torch now, and hopefully I don't report back with a shattered top housing or melted or whatever the heck it is. So stay tuned. All right, day 2. Skipping the Sparta concert tonight. Well, it's Thursday featuring Sparta, or Sparta featuring Thursday. Look at this. Nice, right? I had an allergic reaction to tea tree oil toothpicks. So I look like Catherine Reitman. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Alright, so last night was a real shit show. The bearing would not come out no matter what I did. So I had to take the whole cover off. I didn't have the gaskets, so it's going back together with high torque RTV. This motor's going to come apart at some point anyway, but this is where we're at. So I got the new bearing installed with the aluminum housing. All these bolts are in, they're snug. I'm letting the RTV settle, and then I'll torque it. There's my mouse piss head. So again, this engine's got to come apart. Wound up, I'm going to use the same fan that I already had. So I blasted that, checked it for cracks, and then powder coated it. This pretty teal color that looks really blue on my phone. You can see how much corrosion is on this fan.